Today we're going to talk about my Week 13 predictions. This is the Untraditional Sports Broadcast. I'm your broadcaster, Ross Michaels, and run that intro. So yeah, I have an intro now. Isn't that cool? Anyways, on to my predictions on Week 13. First up, I'm going to predict Saints total the Falcons 28-3. I don't even think the Falcons will score a touchdown in this game. The Saints and Drew Brees are just going to pancake the Falcons, and it's going to be a whole lot of waste of time if you bother to watch that game. Next up, I'm going to do Bills versus Cowboys. Now, this game's interesting. Both teams are doing well this season. The Bills at 8-3 and the Cowboys at 6-5. And honestly, I think the Cowboys come back from this one. I think the Cowboys win 28-21. I think the Cowboys coaching staff is under a lot of duress after Jerry Jones called them out after their loss against the Patriots. And I think the Cowboys played the Patriots pretty competitively, so I predict that the Cowboys bounce back and actually beat the Bills. I don't actually think the Bills are actually that good. They have a good run game and a good defense, but they are not as good as their record suggests. Next, I'm going to predict the Chicago Bears versus Lions, and I'm not going to guess the score. I'm going to guess my reaction. Oh, gosh dang it. And yeah, that's how that game's going to go. Next we got that's all the Thursday games. Happy Thanksgiving. Next, we got Sunday's game, Browns versus Steelers. I think the Browns win this one almost undecidedly. I guess that score as 20. Actually, let's go higher. Let me think about this one. I would say 28 to probably 10. I think the Browns are starting to get in a groove now. I don't think they're actually that good right now, but I think they're starting to get their identity going, like what they are as an offense. And with Hill in the backfield, I think they're really dangerous. And the Steelers aren't really doing anything exactly that well at anything, and I just feel like at least the Browns have figured out what they're good at, and that's running the ball a lot with Hill and a lot of misdirection with their two running backs. Yeah, I just don't see the Steelers actually winning that game, and I predict another fight. I actually do think you'll see another fight in that game. Next, we got the Packers versus the Giants on Sunday, and the Packers are going to destroy the Giants. My prediction is Packers 35, Giants probably 14. Giants are looking better, though. I think the Giants are a team that's improving. Not good this year, but they are improving. I like their quarterback. I'm actually very surprised. The main thing is that, one, they're not as good as Green Bay, obviously. They're not a good team yet. But Green Bay just got totaled by the 49ers. Green Bay is going to be out for revenge. They're out for blood. And that game's just going to be a total, slaughter. Next, we got the Eagles versus Dolphins. Dolphins are a joke. What more I have to say? They're the second worst team in the NFL. Eagles are going to slaughter them probably, I don't know, probably 31-3, maybe 10. The Dolphins are just a mess. Barely an NFL team. I don't even want to look them in the eye. Next, I have Buccaneers versus Jaguars on Sunday, and I think Jaguars win 18-10. close game. I think Buccaneers just don't know what they're going to do with their offense because their offense turns over the ball way too often, and Jaguars are actually a pretty competent team, but they just don't have a lot of weapons on offense, and their defense hasn't been playing as well as they should be. But yeah, I see Nick Foles picking apart that Buccaneers defense. But again, no one really cares about this game. Both teams are 4-7. Next, we got Titans versus Colts. I actually picked the Titans to win this game. It breaks my heart because I actually like the Colts, but I feel like the Colts are on a downswing now, and Tennessee is on an upswing. Really, it's going to come down to like the last few minutes of the game. It's going to be 14-10. It's going to be a really interesting game because Titans are going to have the ball most of the game, I guarantee it. And the Colts offense is not going to be able to get in that groove because the lack of time of possession. That's going to be a good game. Both teams are 6-5, and this game's going to really matter. Jets and Bengals. Who really cares? Moving on. Redskins versus Panthers. I predict this game as 17-28. I think Redskins actually show a little bit of flair on offense because when they were playing against the Lions, I did see a strategy on how they were playing, and they like running the ball a lot. They run the ball pretty effectively with Adrian Peterson, and I think the Panthers defense is going to have a little bit of a hard time with that, but ultimately the Panthers are going to pull through, and Cam Newton's going to just stand at the sidelines wondering which team he's going to play for next year. Next up, we got 49ers versus Ravens. Oh, that's going to be a good game. That's my game of the week. Like, that game is going to, like, if you don't have your DVR set for that game, set them right now, even if you're going to watch the game live. It's just going to be just a great game. I predict the Ravens actually winning. I actually predict the Ravens winning 35-21. It's going to be competitive most of the game, and I just see the Ravens pulling ahead like in the last half of the game. Like, they just start their offense just starts beating down that 49ers defense after a while. I think Lamar Jackson's going to rush for less yards than he usually does because of that 49ers defensive line. But I just see the Ravens winning that game. Also, if the Ravens, if Lamar Jackson does good against the 49ers defense, that will pull him way ahead or at least give him a fighting chance against Russell Wilson in the MVP hunt. Because honestly, right now, I think Russell Wilson's just barely above Lamar Jackson in the MVP hunt. But I think if Lamar Jackson's able to score a decent amount of points against that 49ers defense, I would put him ahead, maybe equal, depending on how well he does. That's going to be the game that I look at when deciding my personal MVP. Rams versus Cardinals. I actually see the Rams losing this game. The Cardinals are in the upswing. I think their team, another bad team that's getting better, and I actually see them winning that game. I don't believe in the Rams defense. The Rams defense against a mobile QB. Yesterday, that the Ravens were able to just run all over the Rams. I know Lamar Jackson's probably the best running QB in the NFL right now, but it doesn't look like the Rams can stop a running QB like Lamar Jackson and like the Cardinals quarterback. Moving on. Oh, sorry, I forgot to guess the score. The score is probably going to be 23 to probably 14. I don't see that being a high-scoring game for the Rams. I don't know what's happening with the Rams defense or offense. Sorry. Moving on, Chargers versus Broncos. Who really cares? Chargers are 4-7. The Broncos are 3-8. Like, this game literally doesn't matter. I do see the Chargers win that game because Broncos defense can't stop anything, and I still think Rivers struggles a little bit, but I think he gets back into his groove, and you'll start seeing the Chargers get a little hotter towards the end of the season, like right about now. Raiders versus Chiefs. Like, this is going to be also a good game, but I still give it to the Chiefs, scoring 31 to 18. Like, Chiefs are like the Raiders, but just has that factor with what's his name? Can't think of it. Patrick Mahomes. How do I forget Patrick Mahomes' name? Words are hard. Anyways, Patrick Mahomes is just a specimen of a quarterback, one of the best quarterbacks in the league right now, and that's the real difference between the Raiders and the Chiefs. Like, I like the Raiders. I really hope they make the playoffs, but I just don't see them beating the Chiefs. I just see the Chiefs just like the Chiefs and the Raiders are equal besides that quarterback. But moving on, after that you got the Patriots and the Texans. I see the Texans actually beating the Patriots. I don't think the Patriots offense is that good, and it really showed last week against the Dallas Cowboys. And I feel like Texans are going to be able to move the ball more effectively than Dallas. And Patriots, even though they are 10-1, I don't think their record really reflects on how good they're doing. Their defense is unbelievable, but their offense is probably the worst offense I've seen from the Patriots in a very long time. Yeah. Moving on. Finally, the Monday night game is Vikings versus Seahawks. And I'm not going to actually give a score or predict who wins. I'm just going to give my opinion based off of if one thing happens versus another. If Vikings win, that shows that Kirk Cousins is actually elite and is actually a good quarterback, and the Vikings are a legit playoff team. If the Seahawks win, they make their argument stronger to be on top of the division over the 49ers. It makes it more likely. And I'm leaning towards the Seahawks winning that game, but man, the Vikings look like they really pulled it together. But yeah. Watch this video after the week's over and see how I did. I probably didn't do that well. Who knows? Maybe I got lucky. See you next week.